Hello everyone and welcome back to Ladida Plays Rimworld. As the calm, tranquil music starts our game off, we shall kick off. Last time we had a raid, and the little dispute ended in not much of consequence. Lives were lost, people were hurt, but you know, these things happen. Okay, enough of that. Yeah, so we had a little raid. And we handled it. It was only a one-man raid. It's not too bad so far. Law, you can stop being drafted. But we are gonna immediately, as soon as she lies down, get you to tend to Bulldozer, because we want Bulldozer, you know, to heal and not to get an infested torso, because that sounds like a horrible idea. Got some bricks. Where'd you get that from? Oh, from there probably. We really need to get rid of some of these plants, honestly. Chop wood. Let's get rid of some of this. Now, not every tree is going to be marked for harvesting, but for now, you know, it's not that bad. Let's get some concrete road going on, because that way at least plants won't grow in the way of the main path anymore. Right, have you... That's not what I wanted to do. Oh my god, that's not what I wanted to do. You. Can you not... Can I not force you to lie in bed? Lie in bed. And you, wait here. No. There we go. How is Sam doing? Let's see. Prisoner. So he's going to be really difficult to convert. So we're not going to do that at all. We're going to wait until they're fully healed, and then we're going to release them into the wild and see what God has to say about their lives. What are the others doing at the moment? Are you just holding some steel? Alright. And you're holding the medication. Good. Oh, I see there's also a tile missing in the dining room. Well, we'll get that sorted out. No problem at all. Alright, work. Okay, Bulldozer does not mind plant cutting, so we can actually get some people onto that for a change. That is a good thing. Alright, now that you've been patched up, you don't have to remain in bed anymore, but you're gonna anyway. That is fine, because you want to sleep. That means that everyone is going to start making their way to sleeping, which means we're going to speed up time. They're going to finish up their last odd jobs, and they're going to go to bed. So, I was thinking yesterday about what I was going to stream, and I'm just going to... Okay, we got a turtle. Tortoise, turtle. I'm just going to go to turtle anyway. I don't care. So, yesterday, I knew I was going to stream yesterday because I set out to stream. I want to make it a regular thing, as well as these regular videos. So I was thinking, well, what was I going to stream? Now, there's a game that I heard a couple of times about via... the Corruptional podcast and those kinds of areas, and it just came across to me as a really nice game. I don't know what I think about it so far. It's very difficult. I do agree with that. Like, it's been said to me before that the game is very difficult, and I do tend to agree. But I don't know if it's difficult in a good way, if that makes sense, because I could definitely handle it for a couple of hours, but I felt that near the end of the third hour, I was getting a bit aggravated at it, because it was just like, it was not so much me fighting the puzzles, if that makes any sense. It like wasn't me struggling with to do the puzzles, it was me struggling with the controls to do the puzzles, because the puzzles on their own were quite interesting, especially the wind and stuff, and the moving frames. That was really cool, but I found myself fighting with the controls way more towards the end, and I think that might have been a process of getting bad at games, because if you play something like that for too long in one sitting, you're gonna get worse at it. And yeah, I definitely noticed there was some of that going on, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to play the game a little bit more to be sure about my situation with it. I'm definitely gonna play it more, don't worry. I'm gonna finish that game no matter what. Even if it does become a thing where I'm next Sunday going to stream it in a shorter burst and play another game instead for the rest of the stream. I am not sure yet. But yeah, it is a good game though. It's interesting, if anything. The story behind it is interesting. You can definitely definitely tell there's some psychological issues that you address with the characters. Like Mr. Oshiro was really, really like doubtful of himself, like very insecure. And yeah, the weird devil twin as well was a thing. Like you play a character called Madeline, if you let her keep her actual name, and she doing a dream sequence has like an evil twin split off of her, which is obviously a fear. It's not, well, at least so far it looks like it's a fear. It doesn't look like it's an actual event that's happening according to the game itself. Like as in, it doesn't happen in reality, so to speak. But it is showcasing that there's a part of her that she really doesn't like, that she wants to shed. And that's also the same part that of her, well, that's still whatever remains in her, makes her determined to want to climb the mountain. And it's just something that she has to do, which hasn't really elaborated onto why. It's a nice game, though. I'm having a lot of fun with it. But I'll have to see what I think at the end of it. Alright, we're going to release you, because we have nothing more to gain from healing you. You're already fully healed. It's all good. We can stop making this a medical bed and let Bulldozer actually go to sleep properly. You're just going to relax socially. Well, there's no one else. Oh, what are you doing? It's 2 in the morning. Bulldozer, is it something you want to talk to me about? Come on. There you go. Go to bed, you silly. Alright, just had to open the window there. It's getting a little bit warm in my room. I don't know, I do find myself, like, these certain types of videos where I find it difficult to keep talking about something. I don't know. It's something that I'm definitely working on, because as a new to this scene, I haven't recorded a lot of stuff, like, in comparison to normal YouTubers. I haven't uploaded a lot at all. And you are noticing that, like, the topics that you address are fairly important, because talk about stuff is just important, I suppose. I don't know, I can't really put it into more clear words. It's just important to be able to keep talking and keep talking and keep talking. But it's difficult in a game like this, because this game doesn't have a lot to talk about in general, because I'm just waiting for them to do the stuff I told them to do. Now that they're almost done, I can actually start talking to you guys about what we're going to do next. Well, the freezer is done, pretty much. This little corner needs to be done, and then the roof needs to be put over the whole place. What we're going to schedule is, we're going to schedule 2 coolers to be in this room. And what we're going to do with those coolers is we're going to make this a freezing temperature, because we want to be able to have food last for way longer, because meat actually doesn't like spoils in a couple of days, so do certain fruits, and it's not a great deal to have. So you do definitely want a freezer. And then we can also start ordering. Well, first of all, we're going to make a zone in this area. Make this a corpse area. Make this a meat area. And make this vegetables and other products. So we're going to go in here. Clear all. Raw food. Vegetarian and animal products are all going to go in there. Good. In here, clear all. Only meat is going to go here. In here, clear all. And we're going to corpses, and we're going to animal corpses. And every animal corpse is allowed to be in here, as long as they're not spoiled. And we're all going to make these critical, because these are going to be our main storage areas. So that means whenever we have a shortage of food somewhere, all the food that we do have still is going to be in one area where we can easily see if we're running low on something or not. Now, the farms have really not been kicked off yet that properly, so we're going to have to really kick that off. There's only one person that really wants to go, and they're both busy with constructing still, which is not ideal. Do we actually have enough iron as well to do this? If not, then we should also set a order for mining. And as we discussed before in the first video, I showed you of what iron looks like. It's like the brown speckles on the wall here, that indicates that is an iron deposit. Because we need a bunch more iron to make these things. Because wood is all nice and dandy and it's going to help us a long way away. But we ain't making an air conditioner out of wood, guys. Right, so we are going to start setting some builds. And this is something that a lot of newer players to Rimworld forget. Because it's not really that obvious. There's just no build set. We've got no source of food. The wooden butcher tables. Now, builds means whatever do we do at this table? Well, what we want to do is we want to butcher a creature. How often do we want to do it? We want to do it forever. Whenever we hunt something, we don't want stuff to hold around. The only time that we want to stop doing this if the meat locker is full. And then at that point we're going to start storing corpses here and then stop hunting altogether. But that's not likely to happen. So, do this forever. And then we're going to set another order for the electric stove. Because the same way, add a bill. What do we want to do at this spot? We want to make simple meals. We don't want to do this forever because we don't necessarily have enough storage for that. We can only store 20 simple meals. So we're going to do this until we have 20 simple meals. And then we carry it to the best stockpile, which is this one, because this one is also critical, if I'm not mistaken. It's important. Well, it's practically the same thing. My eyes are hurting a little bit. So, now, whenever we have ingredients, the cook is going to start being able to go here, get the food out of the fridge, cook a meal, and get it to the fridge. Now, I'm not sure I want to do this because these doors are going to open fairly slowly, and whenever they cook, they're going to have to run all the way over here, dump in this fridge, walk all the way back over here and cook a new thing, walk through these both two doors. Ooh, it's something. Maybe I should turn this actually around. Can I? No, let's build a copy and deconstruct. I can't place it in a different spot like this. That's unfortunate. That's a little bit of an oversight on my part, but I'll live with it. That just means that we're going to want to research this thing and research auto doors. Alright, Law seems to be doing a little bit of mining. We seem to get a little bit of steel, which is definitely nice because our stores are definitely running empty. We definitely have used most of the resources that the map starts with now. So we're going to have to start getting our own stuff more. Oh, what's this? Oh, a rare thrombus has appeared. Has this thing? This thing is a massive animal, guys. It's not a real animal, but it's really, really, really annoying. I have battled it a couple of times and I've tried to tame it, but taming it is dangerous because it failed Hello? Gargoyle, Helgen has a catatonic breakdown which will last several days. Fanistar was assigned to doctor for 48 hours. I'm a dumbass. I forgot to take him off the doctoring, guys. Well, that goes to show that you can be a bad person. I don't know what that actually means to being a be catatonic. That's a word I don't know. But faint helplessly. So he's literally so fed up with life that he doesn't understand anymore. Ooh, and he will remain like that for several days. My god. Beans all over me, guys. Beans all over me. And these guys are all not that happy either. They're a bit warm as well. Let's actually see what their issues are at the moment. Their needs. So there's a need for food, which is a fair complaint. There is no food at all. Which means that we're going to actually, in order to salvage this, because I've just fucked it a little bit. We're going to prioritize hunting. I'm actually going to start hunting something. And we're also going to do this. And cooking is going to be really important. Not so important for you. You're going to be prioritizing hunting. And you're going to cook as well. Alright. So, hunting. You don't... Well, you can hunt using this. I don't tend to do this. I tend to just select a spot and be like, there's a group of animals that looks nice to capture. Oh, there's still these deer over here, so we're going to set these to hunt. Which means, who is our prime hunter? The one that is down. That is pretty annoying. So Bulldozer, whenever she's ready, she's going to find an animal and she's going to shoot it to bits. We actually just drafted and undrafted her immediately to reset her priority in terms of orders. Because now she's going to get over here, she's just going to shoot one of them. Now, hunting is a dangerous job, guys, because sometimes when you shoot animals, they don't just run away. They actually get angry with you, and the whole group can get angry with you, which means you will need assistance. It's really difficult to kill a whole group of these animals on your own, right? Let alone with a pistol. Now, actually, I'm going to just send you a lot closer. And then I'm going to release you here. And you're just going to stand here and hunt that one. Just from a closer range, so you've got easier times hitting that thing. It should fall down soon enough because it is bleeding profusely. Now she's going to walk up to it and execute it. That's not something we're going to watch because it's not that interesting. The animal just shakes a little bit. Alright, let's see. Do we have to tend to you? We don't have to tend to you. That's a good thing. And we do have to release you. And who is our warden? No one is our warden because everyone hates doing that kind of work. Well, that is annoying indeed. Falcon, I know you're building that thing, but you need to release our dear prisoner. So I'm going to make that your first priority. And actually do it like that, so we can actually release you and then immediately get rid of that priority again. What was it here? There we go. Because Sam exited the map healthily, relations with the Orange Mountain Confederation is improved by 15. There we go. We need a joy source, guys. Our guys are not having a great time, and they're getting a little bit grumpy at me. It is not the greatest experience, so this is something that we're going to have to do, but that's not going to happen anytime soon, looking at the state of things. So instead what we're going to do is we're going to make a horseshoe thing out of steel, because out of all things, we do still have steel. And we can just quickly make it, and then in the morning, hopefully they're going to, you know, get their act together, get a little bit more happy, you know? It is something, guys. It's easy how things can go wrong, because earlier everyone was pretty happy, things were going pretty well. And then the guy breaks down and everyone else seems to become slowly more unhappy over time. And it's because they're starving, and you know what? Who can blame them for being angry at starving? Right. I mean, I don't know if you want to do that, but you know. There's nothing to do because you're just eating a corpse. Man, that's gonna suck. Yeah, butcher the rest of him and then cook the rest of him as well. Get some meals in us. Can you not put it in there? Oh, can we just make this low priority now? Because we don't need that anymore. We can just put the food items in here. That's a lot better of an idea. Also, this turtle, honestly. We don't need this turtle in our colony. No one liked him anyway. Plant some more things. And actually, I'm going to make you plant a lot more things because we do need a lot more stuff. I don't like starving early on in the game because it doesn't really... Jesus. Hello? Don't eat corpses, guys. Come on. What, are you heathens? Come on. What are you doing with your lives? Let's get some potatoes up and going. I definitely want the animals to actually eat raw food and not eat the meals, because the meals... Oh, can you not, though? Come on. Yeah, I know you're going to get unhappy because you're eating raw meat, or you're eating a corpse. No one's going to be happy doing that. My God. Right, you're getting nicely along, getting some rice plants going on. Things are starting to get along a little bit better again. I am recovering slightly. How long are you gonna be catatonic for? Does it say? It doesn't really say. It just means that for a couple of days you're gonna be just absolutely nothing. Huh? It's not great, guys. I really screwed the pooch on that one. At least we are getting some meals down, so people will stop starving, I suppose. This turtle is just freeloading on me. Oh my God. Burdos needs to get around and do the dirty to him. Don't. There's food right there. Falcon. Come on now. Right. So. Oh no. I think we're getting along pretty alright. It's time to start thinking about what we're going to start with our research. Because now we're getting into a point where we have the liberty to choose what we want to do next. The base necessities are covered. We have shelter, we have entertainment, and we have food and power. Which means, let's take a look at what we can do. What do we have in terms of things? We can kit the bedrooms out more, but I don't think that's necessarily that important. We have sandbags and sandfall traps we could use, but... I never noticed deathfall traps doing too much unless you're putting them into corridors specifically built in order to guide enemy colonists to enter your place. Sandbags, well, sandbags are useful, but that's more useful if we got a whole area of flat, and at the moment we got a lot of cover in trees and stuff, so sandbags are not going to be able to do too much for us at the current point in time. So we can get heaters down, which is not that important because at the moment they're even like sometimes a little bit unhappy with how warm they're getting. We can get mass graves going so we can actually get rid of those corpses on the floor. We don't need more stable power. We've got more than enough for now. So we're going to start looking at production then, I suppose. So we are going to start looking probably towards either tailoring bench or a stonecutter. And since we have one colonist that is unhappily nude, we are going to get a electrical tailor bench, which means we can start creating our own clothes. And that's a really good start because that you can also sell. And all we need for that is a lot of leather. And leather is something we're going to get from butchering animals. We can also grow cotton and stuff like that. Makes it a lot nicer. It's just, you know, another source of income because we shouldn't put all our turkey eggs in one basket, so to speak. Having a little bit of a side gig with the sweatshop going on, making some clothes is not a bad idea. On the other side, we could also start making a sculpture stable, so we can start making sculptures because, as you can imagine, art is always worth money. Stonecutter's table, though, we would need that as well because we would need marble or granite or some form of stone for that. Because we're not going to make it out of steel, and we're definitely not going to make it out of gold. At least the farms are starting to get along now, I suppose. But there is literally no food still. Is Bulldozer hunting again? Yeah, okay. I actually tempted to... Well, when Gargoyle awakes from his catatonic rest... as soon as he recovers, finally going to be able to do some other stuff. But for now, he's really unhappy. Falcon, don't eat that. No. Feed him that. You. Can you not just cook with this, though? Come on. How long does it take to spoil? The spoil's in 1 day. Alright. Do we have the ad bills for other things? No, we don't. That is unfortunate. I used to have a mod that was allowing you to make 4 meals at a time rather than just 1. It would take 4 times the resources, obviously, and it would take 4 times the time, but it would make it a lot easier in just getting 4 meals out every work order as opposed to making 1 meal, walking back and forth, making 1 meal, walking back and forth, which is, thinking of it, really inefficient. For now, we really just gotta get mans to make food. This is a major breakfast. Bulldozer, you're not happy. Why are you not happy, Bulldozer? You got an awful bedroom, you got an ugly environment, you're in a little pain, you're naked, and you ate a corpse. Well, I hate to put it to you, Bulldozer, but I saw you eating that corpse, and you know what was lying next to that corpse? It was a simple meal that was actually cooked and nice and warm. I even had a name tag on there, said Bulldozer for you. So, you know, I'm going to shove that one on you, and I see you agree with me because it just disappeared. There we go. Alright. So beauty is a thing they do want as well. There's a thing to be said that this place is not the cleanest it's ever been. We're already starting getting a little bit overloaded on jobs. We don't have anyone to cut wood. Wow. Okay. Thank you, Bulldozer, for disagreeing with me once again. It seems you're just here to undermine my authority as the creator of this world. But nevertheless, we need to start getting a little bit more wood. We need to get these farms, like, keep them going properly. Fill up the fridge. Get the research started. Just so that we can start advancing some stuff, as opposed to, and now we're still busy making stuff stable, if that makes sense. Like, we're not in a spot yet where if I would walk away for an hour, this colony would immediately perish. There's no doubt in my mind. Whereas we want to get to a stage where I can easily enough say, you know what, I'm gonna take 5 minutes off, and if I let it running, everything should still be fine. Now, that's taking away the fact that, of course, we can get raided or something like that, but that's not something I take into account when I say, if you want to walk away, you know what, I'm assuming nothing different happens from the normal cycle. This colony would fall flat on its ass at the moment. It's because we need to manually set hunting orders, and we need to get research going and all that stuff. Guys, looking at the time, this is a nice cutoff point. We're going to continue here next time in the colony to get our turkey empire going. But for now, thank you a lot for watching. Like and subscribe if you like this video. Leave a comment if you want to. Self-repetition, because who's going to watch these videos? Until next time, guys. See ya!